Hi everybody, it's Sam. What I'm going to be showing you guys today is how to recycle an old t-shirt into a shopping bag. So all you're going to need for this project is an old t-shirt and a pair of scissors. What you're going to do first is you're going to take the t-shirt and you're going to cut the sleeves off of the shirt. You're going to be cutting it where the t-shirt sleeve meets the shirt. So you're going to be cutting it right at the seam part, and what's really great about this project is that it's a no-sew project. You don't need a sewing machine. You don't need to know how to sew. It's a quick, maybe 5-minute project for you to do at home. So you're going to line up the first shirt sleeve with the other shirt sleeve to make sure that they're about the same size. And the key to this step of the project is not to cut the holes too big. So if you cut the holes of the shirt too long, then you're not going to have enough room in the bottom part of the bag to hold your groceries. So you're just going to make sure that they both line up, and you're making sure that the seam part is the part that you're cutting off. So there you go. So first step is done. Now the next step, what you're doing is you're going to be cutting the neck hole of the shirt. So the shirt that I chose is actually a V-neck shirt, so the hole is already pretty big. If you have a crew shirt where it's kind of a smaller neck hole, you're going to want to cut more into the shirt, just so that way it's a bigger opening for you to put your groceries on the inside. The same thing, we're just going to be cutting the neck part off, so that way the seams are no longer there. And another really great thing about this project is that you can choose a project with a printed pattern, a t-shirt with a printed pattern, or you can choose a t-shirt that has a plain pattern like I chose. At the end, when you have that finished product, you can, if you do choose a t-shirt that has maybe a band on it or a fun location that you've been to, you can still see it on the outside of the bag. So that's that next step. We cut the hole for everything to go in. And now what you're going to do is you're going to inside out the shirt, so that way we can cut the bottom. And if you are doing it with the printed fabric on it and you don't inside out it, then when you get to the end result, the print's going to be on the inside of the bag. So if you do choose a shirt that you maybe don't want to see the graphic, then you can do the opposite. So the next step, what we're going to do is we're going to cut the bottom. We're going to fringe the bottom. So you're going to be cutting a 2 to 3 inch length on the bottom here, all along the bottom of the t-shirt. So if any of you have ever made a fringe blanket or a fringe pillow with the fleece, this is a very similar step. You can cut it about the length of the scissors if that helps too. It does not have to be exact. You do not have to get your ruler out and measure it. You're just cutting along the entire bottom of the shirt, so that way we can tie it together and everything stays in the bag. And what I'd really love for you guys to do is when you're done making your shirts into your bags, if you can post a picture of it in the comments below, just so I can see everything that you guys have created. So we're going to start at the end. You're going to take the 2 pieces of fringe that you cut, and you're going to tie them together. Now I recommend double knotting it just to give it a more reinforce. And then after you cut a couple, or you tie a couple of the cuts, you're going to take the tie from the one of the first 2 and tie into the third one. So I just did 2 ties that I double knotted, and then I'm going to tie that over into the third fringe. Again, more reinforcement, so that way you can put some heavy things in these bags and not just a loaf of bread. If you just want to put a loaf of bread or a carton of eggs, you don't have to go so crazy with the tying. But you're going to go through the entire bottom of the shirt, and you're going to tie all the fringe to each other. So what you can do is, another different idea that you can do is, if you want to give it more of that 70s feel and see the fringe, then you don't have to inside out the shirt at all. You could just tie it all off, and then when you are done with the product, then you just hold it up and you'll see that fringe done on the bottom. You can add beads to the fringe. You can, paint the fringe different color with some dye or some markers. You can really make this project your own. But I'm about halfway through already, and we're just going through and we're tying. and double knotting them. And you want to make sure that you do cut that fringe long enough, because when you get to this point and you're tying them together and you only cut a half an inch or an inch of fringe, it's going to be a little bit harder to cut. So that's why we kind of cut it into the 2-inch or the 3-inch fringe pieces. And when you get towards the edge, which is where I'm already at, you're going to be tying them into each other. Just, again, that reinforcement on the edge. You want to make sure that you are tying the second to the third one and overlapping it with the first ones. And then, once we get this last tie here, we're going to inside it out and show you guys the finished product. So there we go. All of our fringe like this. So if you aren't going to inside it out, this is how you'll see it at the bottom. We are going to inside it out. So that way, when you look at the bag, all that you see is a straight line across. So there you go. So you have your armholes, you have the hole that you're going to put all your products in. I have a couple products from my kitchen. We're just going to get some granola bars, a little bit of pasta, and some peanut butter. And there you go. You have a shopping bag. So I'd really, really love for you guys to post your products in the bottom of the comments. Feel free to ask any questions that you have. If you need anything explained better, I'll be happy to help. But I hope to see you all soon, and tune in for another video later on. You guys have a good day.